At Arizona State University, we've made online education better, smarter, and more personalized so you can go further in your aspiring field.
I decided to pursue medicine once I realized that ASU did have the online program for biological sciences. You're still required to learn the same curriculum. You're still being tested on the same content that anyone would be tested on in person. The comprehensiveness of the program prepared me so well for medical school.
Explore over 300 programs at asuonline.asu.edu. With so many options, why choose Arizona State University?
For me, the only online option was ASU because of the quality. Their faculty was really involved with their students and care about your personal journey. The dedication to my personal development from my professors, that's been extremely valuable to me.
Earn your degree from the nation's most innovative university. Online. That's a degree better. Explore more than 300 undergraduate, graduate, and certificate programs at asuonline.asu.edu.
What's up, family? Jared the Bossman here. You're tuned into the Bossman Show on AM 1010, AM 1430, 1055 The King. Check The King out at 105theking.com and the Bossman Show at bossmanshow.com. Hit me up on Instagram, The Bossman Show, Twitter at Bossman Show, and Facebook, Bossman Show. It's the Bossman on your radio.
Listen to the Bossman Show with your host, JR, Saturdays at 9 a.m. right here on AM 1010, The King.
What's up, good people? BetOnline is your number one source for all your betting needs. The latest odds, lines, and matchup reports for baseball, boxing, golf, and more. BetOnline continues to be the fastest and easiest way to place your wagers, including live betting and your favorite casino and card games available to play right from your phone. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and get in on the action. Remember to use your promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV, for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, where the game starts.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.
Yes, BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV, covering content and hot topics from A to Z, sports, music, society and culture, movie reviews, you name it, we have it. Check it out on bs3network.com or check us out on Roku, BS3 TV on Roku, as well as check out your favorite podcast on all podcast platforms or Spreaker.com/BS3 Network.
You are now tuned to BS3 Network.
Yo, we back at it again. Boston, JC Sports Report, Atlanta, and Memphis coming at you as we do every other week here on the Bossman Show with my man JC. Bruh, what's good, my guy?
Yo, what's going on, boss? What's happening with it?
Man, shoot, this 104 heat index in Atlanta, bruh.
Man, it's blazing here. It's probably about the same thing here then.
Yeah, 104 heat index. It is 739, bro. 104 heat index still.
Summertime, baby. Summertime.
Summertime this year, bro. Well, look, bro, we had a big trade. We kind of talked about it on previous episodes about Desmond Bain being the one you got to use to trade to improve the roster or retool the roster in this case. So when the trade came out that Sunday morning, I'm like, 4 first-round picks in a spot for Desmond Bain. It was kind of crazy, bro. But how was it for you guys in Memphis with the reality we talked about for some weeks? That Desmond Bain been the one they trade out of Memphis to go with Jar and Jaren Jackson Jr. field going forward.
Yeah, it was a huge shock, to everybody here in the city. And it's been speculation, like you said, for weeks about who was going to be the one to get moved. It seemed like everybody, pretty much said that it would be Bane. The fact that he's the third wheel, has not been an all-star yet, even though he is a kind of fringe, borderline all-star player to begin with. But he seemed the most logical choice to be moved to try to, gain some flexibility, to try to improve this team down the road, because they realize that, hey, the big three that we have is not going to get it done at this point. Like, we have to shake some things up. So by this way, they're retooling and not rebuilding. You got flexibility. Now, you got flexibility that you didn't have before this trade. We didn't have a first-round pick before this trade. Now, going into it, you got the 16th pick, on Wednesday. So we'll see what the Grizz do with that. Will they go for a young player or, maybe shop that pick to try to bring in another vet? So, it's a lot of options, a lot of flexibility that the Grizzlies haven't had in a long time in regards to, to draft day dealings now. And then on the flip side, I like what this does for Orlando as well. I think it's huge for them because now with everything going on with these injuries, with Halliburton, I know we're going to talk about that in a minute, and with Tatum and Lillard, like the East is, besides what, the Knicks, the East is wide open pretty much at this point. So, it's the prime opportunity for, a team like Orlando to really make that jump, make that leap. Also, don't let me forget about Cleveland as well, but opportunity for Orlando to maybe be a third seed, fourth seed next year. You add in what you exactly needed in Desmond Bane, a knockdown, near 40% 3-point shooter for his career, and you add him to a team that was in the bottom 5 of 3-point shooting, if not the last. When it came to 3-point shooting in the league. So I think it's a very good look, and they're going for it right now. And the Grizz are flexible enough to really, make some moves and add another piece or two here in the near future.
JC, this is the Grizz make up those, well, not make up, but they give back those first round picks they burnt on Zaire Williams and Marcus Smart. That with this Orlando trade kind of makes that in a Washington sense. You can't get the years back of the picks, but
right.
You get the picks back. You kind of burned on two guys that no longer is in your program, and Zaire Williams and Marcus Smart, who didn't fit. So maybe Kleiman can make up some lost ground with these picks, because burning an extra first on Zaire Williams and burning 3 firsts on Marcus Smart, not great.
Exactly. That's really what it is, making up for those blunders, those errors, with Zaire, with Marcus Smart. And I mean, like I said, a lot of fans are excited. Like, we had love for Bane because he really wanted to be here, right? Like he felt like he was one of us. He was a fan favorite, one of my favorite players to talk to. When it came down to interviews, man. So he's going to be missed, but like I feel like this is one of those things where it could be a win-win for both sides going forward.
JC, and it has to be another move off this, because you want to renegotiate and extend Jerry Jackson Jr. So I'm thinking you got to salary dump John Conchar somewhere to get more money, or even Brandon Clark, dump him somewhere to get more flexibility. If you want to re-sign back Santi Aldama at a 4-year, $60 million deal around the non-tax mid-level money. So if you're going to bring back Aldama and give Jerry Jackson the max money, you got to be 2 moves to dump salary, with it being John Conchar, Brandon Clark. So the ones that kind of logical to stay out there, so you can get the money to dump.
I think that's probably going to be the next shoe that drops. Because Clark's name has always been in trade speculation over the last couple of years, ever since his injury. And John Conchar, hey, he is who he is. So he definitely going to do stuff with those 2 guys, before the season starts, man. And, Luke Kennard's probably not coming back, at this point. So it's flexibility, some open, roster spots available there. Like I said, they're not done. They're not done at all. I think there's some more moves coming, and maybe we'll see some moves on Wednesday, draft night.
And JC, it's a high year too. This is the Grizzlies going all in on Jalen Wells too. Moving Desmond Bane. This is like, hey, look, we can suspendable because we got a gym and Jalen Wells who's back in the gym working already.
Exactly. I mean, what a tough kid, man, after that fall that he took, and doesn't seem to be any worse for the wear after falling like that, and I like his toughness. I like his defense. Definitely kind of like in that 3-and-D type mode. Wish he was a tad bit more athletic, but you know, you can't change who he is at this point. You're trying to improve on the things that he does well going forward. But as far as him as a starter, I'm cool. If they don't make any further moves, I'm cool with that. And like I said, and also the improvement of Scottie Pippen Jr. as well. You got to be excited about as far as that backcourt is concerned. So like it's sky's the limit. It's promising right now, but in my heart of hearts, do I want to see like a Devin Booker type addition, or even Cam Johnson up in Brooklyn, which could be a very likely possibility as well. So we'll see what happens, man. But definitely, it's going to be very interesting, man. These next couple months.
Well, you definitely got the picks to give Brooklyn what they want. 2 first-round picks. You got the picks to give them what they want now.
You can give them what they want, and if you still want to, maintain a first-round pick, you still do a swap for this year as well. So yeah, like I said, if I heard Cam Johnson's coming, hey man, sign me up, man.
No doubt. And you know what's crazy? I know there was a lot of moaning about the smart trade, giving that first round pick. But look, you actually got two spots earlier than what you was gonna have if you kept the pick.
Right.
18 went to the Wizards. Now you 16. So
there you go.
I know there's a lot of conversation on Grizzly Twitter about that, but I guess it's kind of a wash now.
Exactly, man. So, this is climb and try, make good for his mistakes there, man. Trying to get Sam Presti on a little bit. So, like I said, I'm excited to see what happens. I really am, man.
No doubt. Let's move into the Durant trade. Now, I sent you a tweet about it. In an NFL, there's no way you would announce a trade on the day of Game 7 of the NBA Finals. But that just shows how much they don't respect old boy, the commissioner, who
right.
they like, we don't have to no matter what. But
yeah.
Kevin Durant, who we knew was on the market, leaves and goes to Houston for your old friend Dylan Brooks and nail painting Green with Trey Michelle.
Trey Michelle, it's a package deal going to Phoenix right there, man.
Yeah, those two interesting fellas.
Yeah. And also with the number 10 overall pick and 5 second-round picks going to Phoenix as well. So, I mean, does this make Houston a better team today than they were yesterday? I don't know. I honestly don't know because Durant, even though he still averages 27 points a game, he's 37 years old, right?
You can't say healthy.
Yeah, it's like, LeBron is different as far as, he's a freak of nature as far as his body, but at some point Durant is going to just break down altogether, right? So I think maybe this move is probably maybe 2 or 3 years too late for the Rockets.
Well, I'll say this, JC. I think they better in a sense they have a go-to guy in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Because against Golden State, who are you going to? Shingun, Fred VanVleet. So at least now, closing time.
Oh, yeah, they have
I'm going to this guy. So I think that's better in a sense that even though he's a little watered down for what he used to be, he's still going to get a bucket for you in clutch time.
But is he going to be there, though, when it counts? You know what I mean? Like, is he going to be
That is true, too.
When when it come playoff time or whatever the case may be, and stretches during this upcoming season. That's my only concern. Like we know he can still hoop, but I'm just worried maybe it was just 2 years too late.
I agree, and just think about Phoenix, bro. They had all their picks and all these players 2 games from beating Milwaukee with Bud, who I know very well, as you know, but. Then they blow it all up. And now they're left with nothing. It's like they're an embarrassment of how bad of management they're doing because their owner is so involved. Like Matt Ishbia has the Jerry Jones disease to a degree.
Man, yeah. And maybe I was talking about 2 years too late. I think Ishbia was also a couple years too late to the party, right? Because you can't win that way anymore, man. Like you can't just build around 3 guys and think, and pay everybody else minimum wage. And think you're going to win a championship. So I hope they just blow it up all together. Like, of course, Bradley Beal will have to buy him out of his contract because he has a no-trade clause. And then with Devin Booker, if I'm Devin Booker, like if I'm Booker, I'm going to Ishbia as well. Like, get me out of here, man. Trade me. Because Devin Booker doesn't deserve that. That guy's been there, 8, 9 years now?
Yeah.
He's still in the prime of his career. Like, he deserves to have a chance to win somewhere. And, and Phoenix is obviously heading in rebuild mode, and they think they may have something in Jalen Green. I think maybe the Rockets maybe gave up on him too soon, But as far as that goes, I think Phoenix is banking on the fact that he's still young. We know he's electrifying as an athlete. He can score. Don't know about the plans for Dylan Brooks just yet. Is he even going to be there when the season starts for Phoenix? But, definitely if you're Booker, though, hey, get me out of here, man.
No doubt. And you kind of look to learn, JC, how the East is just destroyed now. Halliburton goes down with an Achilles injury. But I'll just tell you what I was told privately by people in the organizational spaces. They was worried about this outcome.
Yeah.
Because a calf strain ain't nothing but the Achilles.
Ready to make a real impact every day? Join the Active Day Home Care team and help clients maintain their independence in the comfort of their own homes. Make a difference in someone's life as you provide essential daily assistance and protect their health and happiness. Earn up to $20 an hour and enjoy additional perks like optional daily pay, 401k, paid time off, ongoing educational training, and more. Join a team that values care, compassion, and your professional growth. Visit ActiveDay.com to apply.
It's to connect to each other, and
right.
They were hoping they could get through and nothing happening. I got people told me they were worried about this, and it happened.
Yeah, exactly, right.
So he's wide open up, bro.
Yeah, and that was my concern also, because we've seen this before, right? Durant, the same exact thing where Durant
had a calf issue too.
Exactly, it was the same thing, man. Like you playing with fire, man, and you take the risk. Yeah, you're gonna try to win a championship, but bro, you're gonna be out the whole year next year, right? And then the year after that, you're not gonna be yourself.
Ain't gonna be the same.
It's probably gonna be like a 2 or 3 year, point before he feels like himself again, man. So, and what was also eerie about it, Kevin Durant, remember in that final, what was it, Game 5? Was that
against Toronto?
Final? Yeah, where remember he came out blazing, right? I think he scored the first 14, 15 points in the game in a way, right? And he was shooting the lights out. What happened last night? Halliburton was the same way. She started with 3 or 3. Talking trade with 3 or 3 from 3-point land.
Calling somebody a BAN.
Yeah. And then the next thing you know, there it goes, man. It was the same fashion. Like you come out blazing. I think just the overconfidence maybe. Thinking that you're going to be okay.
Yeah. And exploding too hard, the adrenaline.
Yeah.
Because remember, what did Aaron Rodgers have too? A calf issue.
Same thing.
He was on turf though. When you're on a calf injury, you're trying to make an explosive move. You're giving it an opportunity to give on you. Yeah, man. And as soon as you start that rupture, the way it kind of went up his leg, that you instantly knew what it was, man. Yeah. So it was sad, and it really deflated the Game 7 last night, because I think everybody was hoping for a great game, because we know the ratings have been down because it's 2 small market teams. Nobody really cares about. But if you're a basketball purist, you love ball. It's been an entertaining series, and Halliburton was one of the guys that you were hoping, okay, if the game stays close, what's he gonna do? Since he's had the playoff magic all playoff long with hitting these game winners. So it was sad to see him go out. As soon as that happened, you knew Indiana, it was a wrap, and you was hoping maybe a Siakam or somebody like that would step up. I think once that happened, that just knocked the wind out of all those guys, man. And they was playing on a high in the second quarter to give them that lead to go to halftime. But I can't get halftime seeing dude in locker room.
Right.
Came out of the third quarter and hit him.
Yeah.
Dang, he in the back.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why he got blitzed in the third quarter.
Right. And that's Game 7. It ain't like Game 1 or Game 3, an injury like that happens. Like, this is it. If you don't come to play, if you're not mentally ready to play after something like that, it's over with, man. With Obi Toppin, 20 minutes, no points. Naismith, more fouls than points. Like those guys, they checked out. Understandably so. But You know, they needed somebody to kind of rally the troops last night. TJ McConnell tried in that third quarter, you know, but the man that they needed to step up was Siakam last night. And
Yeah, and he was nowhere to be found.
Yeah, exactly.
And JC, like this, I sent you this last night. What a scout sent me, based on the moves in the East right now. That's what the scout said to me. He said Cleveland, New York, 3 Orlando, 4 Philly, 5 Detroit, Indiana on them just because they so deep. 7 Boston going to trade KP, Milwaukee, Miami, Atlanta, Chicago, Toronto, Brooklyn, Charlotte, and Washington. Do you agree with this scout assessment, or you think some teams, or you think he has it right, or what's your thoughts on the scouts?
That's pretty much right. You know, where did he have Orlando?
He had them 3 behind the Knicks in Cleveland.
Yeah, that's about right.
Philadelphia 4 because they have George, Maxey, and Embiid. They should at least number 4.
I don't trust him. That's the only thing I would say. Philadelphia.
Well, if they're healthy, we can
it's healthy, right? But that's
we
a
can't
big
trust that with them too, at least.
I gotta see it. I gotta see it before I put them in 4, man. I gotta see it. Yeah.
But Detroit could be on the. Like I said, Indiana gets so deep. They can't get some 16.
Yeah.
Boston, Tatum is your engine, and we only trust Brown. Really, I don't trust him to lead you.
No.
Milwaukee, but you know what this does do, JC?
Mm-hmm.
Giannis look at it and say, "Where can I go? Like, like, is it even worth it?"
Right. Right.
Because
you're right.
Like, look in the landscape. Where can I go and be successful? Like, people are out. The West is just loaded. So Milwaukee, in this injury may help Milwaukee more than anything.
Exactly.
Make him look like where really can I go?
Right. Exactly, man. Might as well at this point just stay in Milwaukee, man.
No doubt. Well, it's a couple stories to close it out, bro. I sent you this right here, bro. The Florida man had been paying $2,500 in rent while he's living with his girlfriend. Found out he got a Section 8 housing voucher. It'll cost $106. But you stay with her, or would you leave? He stayed with her. I would leave.
I would leave. Before I leave, I put them paws on her like a little scrappy. I'm putting them paws on her, man. You don't do nothing like that, dog. Like, as tight as money is these days, man, with everything going on, that's what we doing out here.
Yeah.
What we doing, man? So what was she doing with the money, though?
Probably getting her hair and nails done, all that kind of stuff. You know how they do when you get extra money. She had a lick. $23.94 a lick because he paid. That's why you don't pay to her. You pay it yourself. You find out yourself. He paid to her, trusting her.
That's crazy, man. Man.
Find out like $106 a month for her Section 8 housing voucher.
Wow.
That's sick, bro.
Man, I might have to call my girl cousins up, go over there and fight her or something, man.
Yeah. That's crazy. And then, bro, you got this. A Florida man who posed as a flight attendant for 40 for the airlines, booked 120 free flights, got 6 years for this. It wasn't worth it, bro.
He was a genius, though. You ever see that movie, Catch Me If You Can?
Yes, I have.
About the real life dude who did all that, right?
Yeah.
I love that. That's one of my favorite movies. But now this guy, I heard about this story last week as far as the details. Now, the reason why he was kind of able to get away with it for so long, he actually worked for an airline company in some form of capacity, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he knew all the ins and outs and how they go about it. You know, I think folks, man, sometimes you fall in this false sense.
I'm good no matter what.
You think I'm good? It's been 6 years. I'm good. Like after that first year, all right, bro, you should cut your losses then, right? Because that's still incredible for a whole year or two, to get away with free flights. But for 6 years, at some point, somebody's gonna catch on to you, man.
Bro, you sometimes you gotta take the wins where you got them.
You gotta know when to hold them, know when to fold them.
Yeah, man. Look, I have a cousin like this. I ain't saying the name, but he was in the game for a little minute. He amassed $3 million and he got out.
Mm-hmm.
And he's living good now.
Hey, that's the thing, man. Like, I think, in that situation, man, if you dealing, if you scamming or whatever it is, man, it's so easy, right? You think it's gonna always, be like clockwork, man. But now realizing, man, hey, time's not on your side. Like, as soon as you start doing that life, the clock is ticking.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Either you gonna get caught, go to jail, you gonna die. You know what I'm saying? So, Yeah, nah, your cousin was smart, man. Like to get on out, and I would like to think, if I was involved in something like that, I would have a clock in my head also. Like, okay, I'm gonna give myself no more than 2 years.
He did it for 4 years.
Okay.
He got out.
Yeah.
Because
okay.
he felt it getting tighter on him.
Yeah.
He felt like it was getting.
So the walls closing in. Yeah.
Yeah,
and, man.
Right before he got out, right after he got out, a few months later, the buzz happened.
There it is. Yep.
So he had the right senses. Now He says now to me, he's like, yo, cuz, like, my karma is the fact that I got diabetes now, and I had to cut off my toe. That's my karma.
There you go. So there's always gonna be something that comes back.
I got money, though.
Always something.
I got money though. The big toe was good. I was hurt, but I got money.
Hey, listen, man. I rather lose my big toe than do 10 years in prison. But he's right though. There's always some type of trade-off, man.
Yeah, he said that was my karma. Is the diabetes and have to take my big toe.
Yeah, but he's free.
He got money.
He got nine toes left. You good, man?
He 9 toes down, bro.
Yeah, man. Not smart man though, but that's how I would do it, man. I would lay low, give me a couple years, amass my money, save, and get up out of there, man.
And the last one I got, JC, this is a sister by Atlanta, the Water Boys. Why would you give somebody your phone to the cash out? That's on you.
You gotta be one of the dumbest folks to do something like that. Knowing, like, that's like, I know scamming is big in ATL, but with the Water Boys, it's almost like junior scamming in a way, right? You know what I'm saying? Like how aggressive they are. And I'm surprised there hasn't been like a Tubi movie or something, man, talking about them Water Boys or a documentary or something, man. But come on, man. If you ain't got the cash, you just ain't got it. You ain't about to get them your phone, man.
I'm not giving you my phone to do your cash app. I'll do it on my own.
Right.
If I do it. But furthermore, why you roll your window down? I just drive right past them. Keep my windows down. Keep my windows up. They dark.
Windows up.
They dark. And I got my piece on my left.
Yeah.
They see it.
Yeah.
Hey, you got line. I got some too.
Yeah. Now we got Water Boys out here too, but of course they not, up to no good. They really out here trying to make a few dollars, man. I help them out. But Atlanta,
nah, that can get you ganked and put out your own vehicle.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Water Boy Atlanta are different. That's a whole other level of Water Boy.
They different, man.
No doubt,
different, bro.
No doubt. JC, I was fun to travel with you, my brother. We'll come back in a couple weeks after the draft here, man. See what we got going, man, with free agency, brother. We'll break it down for the people again, my guy.
For sure, man. Appreciate it, bro.
All right, boss. See you, my guy.
All right, boss.
BS3 Network. Changing the way you watch TV.
Yes, BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV, covering content and hot topics from A to Z. Sports, music, society and culture, movie reviews, you name it, we have it. Check it out on bs3network.com or check us out on Roku, BS3 TV on Roku, as well as check out your favorite podcast on all podcast platforms or Spreaker.com/BS3 Network.
You are now tuned to BS3 Network.
What's up, good people? Bet Online is your number one source for all your betting needs. The latest odds, lines, and matchup reports for baseball, boxing, golf, and more. Bet Online continues to be the fastest and easiest way to place your wagers, including live betting and your favorite casino and card games available to play right from your phone. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and get in on the action. Remember to use your promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV, for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet Online, where the game starts. What's up, family? Gerald the Bossman here. You're tuned into the Bossman Show on AM 1010, AM 1430, 1055 The King. Check The King out at 105theking.com and the Bossman Show at bossmanshow.com Hit me up on Instagram, The Bossman Show, Twitter at Bossman Show, and Facebook, Bossman Show. It's The Bossman on your radio.
Listen to The Bossman Show with your host, JR, Saturdays at 9 a.m. right here on AM 1010, The King.